Adrian grew up in a small town where everyone knew each other's business, and privacy was almost non-existent. His parents had separated when he was very young, leaving him with his mother, who worked long hours as a nurse. While she provided food, shelter, and safety, emotional support was often absent. Adrian longed for guidance, for someone to notice his struggles, for someone to teach him how to navigate the challenges that life seemed to throw at him constantly. As a teenager, he struggled with feelings of inadequacy and loneliness. School was difficult, he often felt overlooked by teachers and ridiculed by peers. To cope, Adrian turned to substances, starting with alcohol at a local party. The first sip was electric, freeing, a temporary escape from the pressure of living up to expectations and the pain he felt inside. Soon, the escape became a habit. Marijuana followed, then stronger substances, each one offering a brief moment of relief from reality but chaining him ever tighter to dependency. By the age of 16, Adrian was sneaking drinks, experimenting with pills, and seeking any method to numb the growing weight of anxiety and isolation. He struggled with guilt and shame, knowing deep down that this path was dangerous, yet unable to stop. Each day was a battle between the fleeting comfort of substances and the desperate hope for a better life. High school was a whirlwind of missed classes, failing grades, and strained relationships. Adrian's friendships became a revolving door. Some friends encouraged his habits, others abandoned him. At home, tension simmered. Arguments with his mother became frequent, fueled by her frustration and his own defensiveness. Yet, even in these moments, Adrian felt a pang of loneliness, wishing someone could truly see him, understand him, and help him find his way out. The turning point came late one winter night. After an evening of heavy drinking, Adrian wandered the icy streets alone, lost in despair. The cold cut through him, and for the first time, he truly feared for his life. He realized that the path he was on could end abruptly, without warning, and he might not live to see another year. That night, shivering in the street, Adrian made a silent vow: he would seek help, no matter how difficult or frightening it seemed. Entering rehabilitation was one of the most challenging experiences of his life. Physical withdrawal was grueling: headaches, nausea, trembling limbs, and sleepless nights. Emotional withdrawal was harsher: waves of sadness, anger, and regret crashed over him relentlessly. Each day felt like walking through a storm with no end in sight. Yet, slowly, Adrian began to see small glimmers of hope. Moments of clarity, a calm morning, a supportive word from a counselor, the encouragement of fellow patients who understood exactly what he was going through. Therapy became a lifeline. In individual sessions, Adrian explored the roots of his addiction, unresolved childhood trauma, feelings of abandonment, and persistent low self-esteem. He began to recognize that addiction was not a personal failing, but a coping mechanism gone awry, a misguided attempt to survive in a world that had often felt cold and indifferent. Support groups provided another critical pillar in his recovery. Listening to the experiences of others who had battled addiction, hearing both failures and successes, gave Adrian perspective. He began to understand that recovery was a journey, not a single event, and that setbacks were not the end of the road but opportunities to learn, adapt, and grow stronger. Adrian developed daily routines to anchor himself. Mornings began with deep breathing exercises and journaling, followed by physical activity to release tension and boost energy. Group sessions, creative therapy, and mindfulness exercises helped him rebuild emotional resilience. Each small victory, no matter how minor, was celebrated, reinforcing a sense of agency he had not felt in years. Family reconciliation was a slow process. His mother, initially skeptical, began attending therapy sessions with him. They learned to communicate without anger, to listen without judgment, and to celebrate progress rather than criticize setbacks. Over time, the trust and bond between them grew stronger, providing Adrian with the stability and love he had long yearned for. Re-entering society sober presented new challenges. Old friends and familiar places were triggers, yet Adrian learned to navigate them carefully. He set boundaries, avoided environments that might compromise his sobriety, and sought supportive communities that encouraged his growth. Volunteering and mentoring others became not only a purpose-driven activity but also a reinforcement of his commitment to stay clean. Work offered another avenue for rebuilding his life. Adrian found a position at a youth rehabilitation center, helping others who struggled with addiction. His own experiences allowed him to empathize deeply, guide effectively, and offer hope where it was desperately needed. Each success story he witnessed reinforced his own recovery, proving that even the darkest past could be transformed into meaningful impact. Throughout his journey, moments of temptation remained. Nights when loneliness or stress surged brought cravings and doubts. Yet Adrian had developed a toolbox of coping strategies, calling a support friend, attending group meetings, engaging in physical activity, or reflecting on his long-term goals. Each challenge overcome strengthened his resilience and sense of self, reinforcing that he was capable of navigating life without substances. Adrian's story extended into public advocacy. He spoke at schools, community centers, and conferences, sharing his experiences with honesty, vulnerability, and insight. His message emphasized that addiction is not a moral failing but a health challenge, and that recovery requires courage, support, and sustained effort. The impact of his words resonated deeply with audiences, inspiring countless individuals to seek help and reclaim their lives. As years passed, Adrian's life flourished. He pursued further education in counseling and mental health, built meaningful relationships grounded in trust and shared values, and maintained a lifestyle that nurtured both his physical and emotional well-being. Creative outlets such as painting, writing, and public speaking became sources of joy and fulfillment. Reflecting on his journey, Adrian does not dwell on shame or regret. Instead, he acknowledges the lessons embedded in each struggle. Resilience, empathy, and purpose emerge from hardship when met with courage and perseverance. His life became a living testament to transformation, proving that despair can be converted into hope, addiction into advocacy, and struggle into service. Adrian's story demonstrates the extraordinary capacity for human resilience. Addiction, while disruptive, does not define the entirety of one's life. With determination, support, and consistent effort, recovery is not only possible but can lead to a life enriched with purpose, connection, and fulfillment. Today, Adrian continues to mentor, advocate, and inspire. He emphasizes that seeking help is a sign of strength, setbacks are part of the process, and each day is an opportunity to strengthen resilience. He reminds those struggling that the path to recovery, while challenging, is a journey toward empowerment, self-discovery, and meaningful transformation. His life proves that even the deepest valleys of despair can lead to peaks of purpose and hope. Adrian's journey is a beacon to anyone battling addiction or personal crises, demonstrating that with courage, perseverance, and support, it is possible to rise above adversity, reclaim agency, and build a life of impact and fulfillment.